All right, listen to Sebastian Coe, the IAAF president, speaking on perhaps a potential win for Kristen Coleman in the 100 meters. Of course, Coleman has had his issues with the anti-doping authorities, but has been able to clear his name and arrives in Doha as the man to beat for the title of the fastest man in the world. Ben, Kristen Coleman.
Yeah.
He's the fastest. Mention him.
He's a world leader currently based on time, but there's this another guy, Noah. Niles. He's a very strong candidate. I'm even tipping Niles to win the title.
That's the 200.
That's the 200 because that's what he said.
That's what he's focusing on.
Okay, he's not doing 100.
Yeah, he's not doing,
so that leaves the field for
Coleman.
For Coleman.
Yeah.
But it should watch out for Justin Gatlin, you know.
Okay. Talking about watching out for Gatlin. Now, let's just listen to Coleman talking about Gatlin and the rivalry they have. And when we come back, we should be talking with the technical director of Athletics Federation of Nigeria on the performance of Nigerian athletes in
Doha. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just kind of like a silent, competitive type rivalry type thing. Of course, like I see him all the time. We practice the relay, and we talk from time to time. But we never really talk about the race or anything like that. Even though we're both one of the favorites to win among many. So I don't know. I try not to just focus on one person. The whole we're at the World Championship. So it's a world class field. Anybody can take it. So I'm just excited about competing against everybody, not just Justin.
All right, let's go to Doha, Qatar now to talk to Sunday Adeleye. He is the technical director of Athletics Federation of Nigeria. Good morning, and it's good to have you.
Hey, good morning.
All right, let's get into it. I mean, you guys have been in Doha for 2 days now. Some other athletes have been there. I mean, talking about other countries and all that, trying to acclimatize to it. How is it going for Team Nigeria? Talking about the weather currently, especially outside the stadium. Inside the stadium is cool, but outside we heard that the temperature is really, really very high and the humidity is very high.
Well, of course, it's a very tough one for us here too, but at least we bridged the gap by the program we did. That's the camping we did in Kaduna before the African Games. The climate there also in Kaduna is quite hot, and then but not as humid as that of Doha. But since we came in town, the athletes have been adapting to the system, the weather, and then we've been trying to train more outside than the indoor because you like it or not, you feel that humidity even inside the stadium. But we're good.
Yeah, it's good to know you're good. Fantastic. Let's talk about the likely performances for Team Nigeria. Now, I'd like to know, have you set any particular targets going into this competition?
Well, so far so good. It's just like any father or parent trying to sending his children to school, and what they expect from them is optimal performance and very good performance. So we've been having meetings with these athletes. We've been talking to ourselves. We had a series of meetings with individuals, one after the other, and then making ourselves understand why we're here. And then making ourselves understand, of course, not putting ourselves under pressure, but making ourselves understand that the whole over 100 or 200 million Nigerians are back home there, and then we need to give them something for sending us out here to represent them.
All right, so I won't push you any further on the colors, or on the likely color of the medals. It all starts today. We're expecting to see Divine, Raymond, and Ushe in action. In 100 meters, as well as lonely real one. Is it going to pan out just that way? We're not going to have any did not starts?
Well, yes, of course, in the 100 meters open, where we should be having 3 men running. Divine should be leading the team with Raymond and Ishakiri. But part of the plan is that Divine will be out of the 100 meters, and then he will be getting set for the 200 meters, where we want to stay focused. We want him to stay focused on not doing multiple events now because of our targets to achieve a whole lot here.
Oh, Wow, that's news too. That's news to
Yeah,
us.
kind of news. I mean, is it because of the medals? That's the reason he will have to focus on the 200, or he decided that he can't do the 100 meters? Because if we check, I mean, his name was listed for the 100 meters before the tournament started.
Well, Divine has had a pretty tough season because his season has been very, very long, competing, running in the NCAA and so on and so forth. But coming here again, adding up doubles, that is, of course, and a competition here for like World Championship, you run rounds. It's either you're running the rounds, the heat, semifinals, and finals. Probably is going to be like about 4 races in one event. So he came up with it and said, look, I think I should stay in the 200 and I want to do the 200. And then if I know I'm going for 4 rounds, then I'll be ready to do that. But not doing 8 rounds in this. And then we expect him also in the relays where we expect to do another 2 rounds, making 10 rounds. That will be tough on him.
Okay, I think that's special because everyone have actually been talking about Divine Oduduru should focus on the 200 meters because it seems to be better in that one. So it's going to be battling Noah Lyles, who happens to be, the fastest right now in that regard. Now, outside Divine, other athletes, are we going to be having any surprises now? Because Divine's story is more like news to everyone.
Well, we want to take them as time comes. Of course, after our pre-meeting, we had, of course, Blessing also is pulling out of the 100 meters. She will be running also the 200 meters, where we believe she has more chance. And then, of course, where she will want to stay focused with to run the 200 meters. So Blessing also is out of the 100. So she'll be running just the 200 meters and the 4x100 meters relay.
Be joining them in the 4x100 meters relay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Are we going to be having Tobiloba Amuson drafted into the 4x100 meters relay? Because we've seen it before.
Well, for Tobiloba Amuson, yeah, we're looking at it. And then after we sat down yesterday, the technical crew, we came up with a decision to let her concentrate on the 100 meters hurdles because the 4x100 meters finals will come a day before our own finals for the 100 meters hurdle. So we will not want to risk it. And we believe we have enough legs to do the business for us.
Okay, apart from Divine and Blessing now, no more surprises, right? Do we have any coming?
Maybe we can give you surprises by pulling down medals. And gold medals, of course, those are the surprises you'll get. So we are focused and then the athletes are fired up and they're ready for the business.
How many medals, if you can just give us how many?
Well, that would be difficult for me to say right now because medals will come for sure, but I don't know what color. But we're actually aiming for the first one, that's the gold. But whatever color it comes in, we know we'll be okay with it. And then, of course, we want to do very well. But I won't be able to tell you how many medals we're coming home with.
Okay, well, thank you. Wish you all the best as you guys, start the quest for a good medal, silver or even bronze medals at the World Championships in Doha. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, fantastic.
Okay, yeah, surprises, right?
Any medal
Divine, no 100 meters. Blessing, no 100 meters. All about 200 meters. You actually mentioned it earlier because these are the kind of the events they've done this year.
Yeah.
They were actually better in these ones, especially Blessing Okagbai.
Oh yeah, because in the Diamond League we saw what they did. Blessing gave us a hope that this is a comeback season, but we never saw much of her at the All African Games and the last Diamond League. So we're just wondering what is happening with that young woman.
Maybe what do you think she had to because most athletes were looking at, that's the final, the last 2 Diamond Leagues and all that, that's going into World Champs.
Yes.
When you look at your body and feel that if I have to give it all, what happens when I come to at the world stage? Just maybe that could have happened. We saw her in those races on especially in the 200 meters. Since she finished 5th or 6th or something.
Well, if you are aiming to win the World Championship, you have to be at your best.
Going into the competition.
Running towards it, exactly. So when you get there, you have to prove what you have. You don't have to keep it till tomorrow. Just keep, because the more you run, the more your form will be coming up. So it's all about the mentality. Okay. Just keep focused and keep a mental focus on what you're doing. You'll be there. By the time you're having side distractions like we're having at Nigerian camp, it's not good for our athletes. No,
what distractions are you talking about?
Listening to the technical director, like this one is going to run today, this one is not running tomorrow. They should have known all these things well
before
ahead.
The list came out,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, prepare your mind for the race that you're going to run.
Yeah, maybe it was when they saw the timetable, looking at the fact that it's too close to call, and like, okay, so we're running for, why not just focus on this, especially athletes that have had a long season. And also looking at the Diamond League that you mentioned, and Blessing came to Morocco, and from they had to, go to Diamond League. That was a bit stressful. I'm sure maybe if they've not issued that release, or if you don't come to African Games, you won't go to the Olympics. Maybe that's why some of them just, okay, let's just show up then leave.
That's what I was even expecting the AFN to do. These are the athletes that can win for us medals in the World Championship. Okay, you can skip the African Games and concentrate on it. That's what the Kenyans did. If you look at it, most of their A-class athletes,
they were not there. Even South
Africa too. They did not come.
Don't you think it was because of this threat from the ministry? I mean, there was nothing they could do. Wrestling also complained about that because they were going for the world champs and all that. They still had to, compete in weight categories that they were not even comfortable with.
That's when you look at it, the other African Games is for upcoming athletes. That's what it's meant for. But the situation when you don't have a pool of talents that you can bring up all the time, you always have to be falling back on your best athletes. And when it comes to the World Championship, Olympics, you're still going to those athletes. They are human beings. So you have to have a supporting pool of athletes, that you can just push into the smaller competitions.
Okay. Yeah, I just had that feeling. I just felt I should ask about, a lot of times you see it's time for the race to start and you see the Nigerian athlete did not start. And I just felt I should ask, and it's good.
You're still shocked from the news, right?
No, I'm not shocked because I asked because I was expecting
it.
Exactly that, and he confirmed it. Basically, just confirmed that this two, they're not going to start the 100 meters. That's Divine and Blessing or Kagbaro. So we'll just leave that for now. Let's move on with the show now. For the first time in a long time, about 16 years, it's not going to be Usain Bolt. And everyone is asking, what's the next guy? What's the next superstar when it comes to track and field? And Noah Lyles has been, tipped as that guy is an American sprinter. He's the fastest in the world in 200 meters this year, and is going into this competition with a lot of lofty targets. He wants to run sub 19. He wants to break the record of Usain Bolt 19:19. That's a very, very tall order. We're going to hear from Noah Lyles in a while now, but how do you break that record, 19:19? Oh, wow. Is that possible?
Well,
I mean, nothing is impossible.
If Usain Bolt can do it,
why not somebody else?
Somebody else can do it as well. But let's get it straight.
Right.
Usain Bolt is a phenomenon.
It's a special breed.
Okay.
He has everything. He's just a giant. He had the reach, he had the strength, and he had the speed. So for anybody to come out and say, okay, we want to go more than the record he did, they have to be very, 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 very special like Usain Bolt as well.
And Noah Lyles is not as tall as Usain Bolt. I'm like, what's actually giving him that confidence? I mean, this year he's run 1950. That's what he's run.
That's the world lead.
That's the world lead right now. And Usain Bolt did 1919. And you're asking yourself, I mean, there's so much for him to scrape at. And he's targeting sub 19. How do you do that when you're not even close to 19?
But let's wait and see. Maybe that's why he opted out of the 100.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be a world beater, you have to do all like I was listening to the technical director.
That's our guy. That's our guy right there, Noah Lyles. Fantastic young American sprinter. He's a very confident lad. So that's why he's going to say he wants to run a sub 19. We'll get to see that chance later on in this competition. As you can see, just a few interesting points about Noah Lyles. Apart from being a sprinting machine, he's also an aspiring rap artist who runs to his own beat. That's very, very interesting.
That's interesting.
You'd say. And his 1950 time is the 4th fastest of all time. Right. So, and still a long way from Usain Bolt's 19.919 seconds. Let's listen to Noah Lyles now. She's had a lot to say about, the World Championships in Doha.
I'm pretty cool, pretty chill. How am I feeling overall? Excited. World Relays being here, finally at the end of the journey. And it's time to lay some things down, win some medals. I don't see myself as the next Usain Bolt. I don't really see myself as filling a vacuum. You know, I'm just out here doing me. If you like it, cool, all with it. Thanks for the support. If you don't like it, I'm pretty sure there's a sprinter out there that everybody's going to gravitate towards too, either way. But I would like you to support me. I've been watching World Championships, Olympics for a long time. And my dad used to run, so he's from that era where it was so dominant that, you know, America was on the line, they're going to win. And as I'm growing up, now I'm seeing if Jamaica's on the line, they're going to win. And that's so crazy to hear that. Again, coming from being an American myself, you know, the motto is America's #1, so you got to do everything with the intention to be #1. And I think that's just driven into us so much that we've had enough of seeing America not being #1 that we're so content on making that happen. After we had, you know, I won the Diamond League in 2018, and they said that they weren't giving out the bye for this World Championship, we were like, it's better to go into the Olympics in 2020 with having a gold medal. You know, you want to be known as the 200-meter champion, and that's kind of been our focus. That's what we've been striving for the past 3 years. You know, we've been fine-tuning the 200 meters. 100, you can really say I only had 2 years as a professional to really craft and mold that ability. So there's still tons of things I have to learn in that aspect, but the 200 is something that I feel I have a very strong firm of. So going into this World Championships, I'm going in with the idea that I'm going to walk away with this gold medal. You know, I still think that running 18 seconds is possible. So, and I don't plan to, if I obtain that, I don't plan to stop there. You know, I want to push the boundaries as far as I can. So whoever is next after me has a long way to go to reach it.
Noah Lyles, the next Usain Bolt. All right, we'll find out, you know, at the end of this competition. All right, we're still at the World Championships. This championship is a bit special, setting interesting, you know, features, conditioned stadium, midnight marathons. It's been dominated by the safety of athletes as well, too, because of the, you know, the hot conditions and humid conditions. And Sebastian Coe, just a quick one on that one before we sign up.
Yeah, on the heat and the condition. I mean, air-conditioned stadium, something different we've never seen before.
Yeah, we know that Qatar is a country that's in the arid region. You know, so everybody should know that there's going to be heat there. There's going to be humid conditions there. But it's good that they're trying to put AC in the stadium so that they'll feel cool. That's what they planned for the World Cup too, you know. So let's see what will happen, if the conditions will be okay for the athletes.